Hello, everybody. This is Eric by Drake, project manager and lead developer of Haphazard Projects, owner of Haphazard Gaming, and I think we're past all of our technical issues now. I was having the first time I tried to stream this. I don't know what happened, but it was working earlier. It wasn't working when I hit go live, but now it's working. So, what we've got today is a introduction and session one of using the Fallout 2D20 system with the Mythic Game Emulator, um, or Mythic Game Master Emulator Second Edition by Word Mill Press, or Word Mill Games. I can't, for the life of me, I'll never get that right. So apologies to that. I've got it on the credits page, so you'll see it just fine. Um, but yeah, um, so a little bit of background, and you'll see the stat sheet for the character that I made up here. A little bit more of on attributes than average. I'm playing a level 3 character um, with a couple of extra points put on the character sheet, as well as intense training. Um, just to give me a little bit of edge since I'm going to be soloing this with one character. Um, but anyway, if you're not familiar with what Fallout is, there are a couple of different ways you can get involved with the property. Um, of course, probably the easiest if you're interested in Fallout is the TV series on Amazon Prime. Um, Excellent acting, excellent fabrication, excellent plot. Just everything was extremely well done. As an old Fallout fan from the original Fallout game, I can find no fault in the show. Um, if you would prefer to game, all the games are available on Steam. Your favorite consoles. You can get Fallout 3, New Vegas, Fallout 4 on all your favorite platforms. Um, or if you want to go the MMO route, you could go Fallout 76, which I hear good and bad of. Um, but I've played almost everything except for 76 and Wasteland Warfare, which is a miniatures war game version of this role playing game put out by the same company, Modifius. So, what we're going to do is I'll be playing Brian K. MacArthur, and his story is going to be a little bit of a mystery, a little bit of horror, um, a little bit of pop references, of course. We can't have a Fallout game without that. Um, and we'll see if we can sprinkle in a little bit um, other elements into the game. But as we go, I would really like to see some comments as far as like what you would like to see in this game. Obviously, the first couple of sessions might be, no viewers initially, and I'm expecting just feedback. So feedback on any of the episodes that I film will give me a good access point to see where everybody's head's at and what kind of story they may want to see. So, without further ado, a radio's playing, some calming music in the background. The lights are starting to come on in a bedroom. It's Spartan in there. A bed, side table, a dresser, and not much else. The eyes of Brian K. MacArthur start to open, and he looks around, confused, not knowing what's quite going on, where he is. He gets out of bed, yawning. Like, what the hell's going on? So Brian's going to get up and look around, and he'll notice that there's a door in this room. And he also finds himself dressed in a strange garment. It's like a blue jumpsuit with yellow highlights. On top of his dresser is a hard plastic steel almost mixture of a plate that's worn like an apron to the front, and a helmet stacked on top of that. In the top drawer, there is a firearm that looks like it has been built up on through the ages, various modifications. You can tell they're modifications because they don't look too similar to the build of the weapon itself. It's a pistol that has a finned feature on it. It's more tall than it is than a stereotypical pistol. He picks it up, hefts the weight a little bit, kind of shocked to realize that it feels comfortable in his hand. He gives it a twirl. So he puts on the apron, armor, puts on the helmet, finds a holster for his pistol, plugs it in there. It's sitting right there on his right hip, and he starts to look around. He's like, okay, there's a door. All right, so this is where the first fake question is going to come into play. So we're going to ask the Oracle system, is the door locked? I would say since this is the beginning of the game, I'm going to say this is unlikely. And it is unlocked. Alright. So, opening the door, it just kind of, there's a mechanism on the door to the right where you click a button and the whole door rises up. This heavy sheet of metal rises up into the lurch above the door. And he starts to look around. And he sees these eerie, cold hallways with several other doors along the ways. He notices that there's very little light in here. There is a little bit of a tinny music playing in the background, occasionally, sporadically, sprinkled with some radio commentary. He steps out into the hall, looking around. Lights start to come up as if by motion detector. He gets a little bit more comfortable. So he starts going around and opening doors. First one he comes to, there's nobody in there. It looks like it's a bunkhouse set up for 4 or 5 individuals. The second one he goes to, the same thing. The third one, the fourth one, the fifth one. He goes through 10 doors that are the same description of this bunkhouse. But there's nothing in them. Nothing in any foot lockers, nothing in storage, no sheets on the beds, no sign of life anywhere. So he looks around. He's like, "Well, there's got to be something I can find." And he finds an access panel with a terminal. So we're going to find out what he can find out from the terminal. All right. So, asking the fate chart. Through the terminal, can I determine where anyone might be? I'm going to put this at even odds. That is an incredible success, or an exceptional yes. So I find an area that has a large group of people. Thrilled by the opportunity to find out what's going on. He looks at the map, tries to memorize their position and everything, and he looks around for a way to exit out this area, move closer towards where everybody's at. He comes to another door. It is unlocked. And he goes in and he sees these strange looking machines on slide reels. And when he pulls one off to look at it, it looks almost like some kind of computerized device. It looks like it goes onto the left arm and can be used for all sorts of different things, including controlling radio signals, tracking electronic signals, a map function, flashlight function, a drive to watch holotapes, all sorts of nifty little things. So he goes back to the terminal, downloads a map that will get him from where he is to where everyone else is. Goes back to where he pulled the Pip-Boy. He doesn't know it's a Pip-Boy yet, but that's what we know it is if we're familiar with Fallout. He finds the door. It is locked, and he can't find any way through it. But then he remembers, oh yeah, this new device that I have, maybe I can interface with a terminal in some way and get through that way. Now, he finds a jack, plugs it into a small terminal next to this door exiting this supply room. And he plugs in. A few seconds later, the doors start to open wide, and you hear this melodic beeping, kind of like a Muzak type of thing. And He unplugs and steps in. The door is shut behind him. So, at this time, I know the situation that's going on in the story, but I want to make sure that I'm using the Mythic engine to control the world, of course, because that's the whole point. So, at this point, are there attackers hiding in this area? And I'm going to put this at likely odds. And that is a yes. So I know what these individuals are. Okay. So we are going to pull their stats up real quick. Huh. Apparently it didn't want to bring me to their stat block. 355. All right. So he walks around and sees that he's in some type of botany bay, so to speak, and there are planters all around with these huge, vibrantly colored plant life, flowers, small trees. And he's looking around, and he stops to sit on a bench and just kind of think, see if he can recall anything. And he hears something coming in from behind him. He turns and looks, but he doesn't see anything. Now I'm going to roll for a stealth check from the bad guys. Let me see here. So that is at difficulty 7. All right. So we use special dice in Fallout. Your rolls are done with 2d20. Then you have a hit location die. And then you have these d6 looking dice, which are combat dice. Determine all sorts of little features with these dice. So we're going to take our 2d20, body 5, other, which covers all sorts of skills, 2, so it gives us a total of 7, which we have to roll under, equal to or under to get a success. So not likely odds on a d20, but still the threat of danger is there. Oh gosh. I rolled a 2 on one of them. So I need to roll. Where's my. Okay, here we go. I need to roll perception with survival, because that's what you use as your 5 senses. I have no ranks in this skill, so this is going straight off of my perception of 7. Not looking on this one very well. I got 2 18s So that's no successes. You get for each time you roll under your target number, that's a success. Your successes dictate a whole bunch of things. But needless to say, I don't hear them coming up from behind me, and so they're going to attack. They get a free attack. Um, so that is an 8. Um, they have 4 attacking. They have an 8 total. So let's see. I'm not going to use my dice tower. I'm sorry. It's slowing me down. I'm going to see if I can roll an 8 or under for the attack. Wow. I got an 8 and a 1. A 1 is a critical success always. Critical success means 2 successes. 3 successes to hit me. Okay? Which will generate some influence that they will be gaining throughout the game. When you get critical successes, you get action points. So the GM gets action points, the character gets action points. So the action points gained from the bad guys will be used manifestly, in favor of the bad guys. But for now, they hit. So now they do 3 points of. They do 3 dice of damage. Those are these D6 that I showed earlier. And of course, it fell. And that is 3 points of damage on the right leg. Physical damage is my damage resistance is 2 because of armor, and so I only take 1 point of damage. Mark that on the character sheet. So I am going to stand up. Minor action, I'm going to draw my pistol. And then I'm going to attack one of the 3 ghouls that are approaching me. Now, ghouls, if you're familiar with Fallout, you know what they are. For those of you not familiar, a ghoul is a human-like creature that is got a very dehydrated sort of body to the point that it's kind of yellowish, brownish in color, sunken in skin to where the point that where they look dead, like a ghoul. That's where they get their names from. So I've got 3 of them on me. I am going to, since it's the next round after the surprise round, I am going to shoot at one of them with my auto-finned advanced 10mm pistol. It has a hair trigger on it, but I don't know any of that. I'm just letting you know. You can see it highlighted here on my character sheet. So I'm going to hit that. I'm not spending any dice because I don't know how much of a threat this is. So we're just gonna. I got 2 successes, which is 1 success more than I needed. Now I'm gonna roll for damage, and that does 2, 4, 6 damage. I am going to roll additional dice by spending 1 luck point. Okay. That's weird. that didn't carry over very well. 1, 2, 1, 2. That just re-rolled everything. I don't know why. So we're going to keep the first roll, which was 6 points of damage. And we're going to use this button up here to roll 3 more. So it does 2 more, which is 8, which, believe it or not, is enough to take one of these ghouls down. Where did I shoot it? In the torso. So this 10mm round rockets out of the gun, hits this thing right at the base of the neck, pulverizes the bones right there at the base of the neck, ripping through this thing where it just twitches for a few seconds before it falls down. The other ghouls start to howl, and they're going to attack me. Now, since I got multiple successes, I got, what did I get? I got, let me see here. I got 2 successes, so that's 1 more than what I needed. So that is an action point to me. Alright, now they're going to attack me. They get 1 success, which is enough to hit me in the torso. So they claw me in the torso, doing 2 points of damage, which is actually sucked up by my armor. My armor takes the brunt of the damage because I have 2 damage reduction on my armor for the torso. Pretty much everywhere, actually. The only thing is that my head has 1 less energy damage reduction and no radiation damage reduction. Everything else has 2. So I'm sitting pretty good, actually. So it's their. So the second one is now going to attack me. Gets a 2, which is a success, which is enough to hit me. Doing 1 point of damage to my left arm, which again, that takes the brunt of the damage. So that is that. Now it's my turn. So I'm going to shoot at the last one that tried to hit me. Oh, extra dice. I will use some extra fire rating. I will use... I'm going to use 4 extra shots. I got 3 successes, so that's 2 successes more than I needed. I'm now at 4. And it did a total of 2, 4 damage, which blows this one away. It just rips off its left arm like there was nobody's business. Let me see here. So that was 4, 5, 6. 6 shots is... That was 52, so... There we go. Alright. In this game you have to track your ammo, which makes things exceedingly dangerous. I have a perk that allows me to find coins easier, so I'm hoping that I can buy ammo when I come up to those situations more frequently. Anyway, so with these 3 dead, I am going to examine them because I've never seen anything like these. So Brian steps forward and notices that the rags that they're wearing are basically the remains of leather pants and shirts. And so he starts looking around for any identifiable marks. And let's see what he finds. Okay, so we come using this book right here. We go to the back, and there should be jump tables. Okay. Maybe it's not in this book. I thought it was in this book. It's in one of the books I have. Which, you know, I've only got 2 more right now. So I apologize, but I'm wanting to show you the breadth of this system. We don't have anything in that book. I knew it was in one of my books. It's just been a while since I've read these. I'm familiar with the mechanics, but, you know, all right, D20 roll. That's 19. Workplace items. Roll a D20. 6. And my character's built to be kind of a pack rat. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up here, go to gear. Because in this system, you can break things down and build stuff. So a clipboard is worth 1 spring and 1 wood, 1 unit of each. They both weigh less than half a pound, or less than a pound, so that's virtually no weight. So we're going to go ahead and close that up, then back. We'll roll for the last 2 at the same time. That is a 9 and a 20. Sporting equipment and workplace items. Sporting equipment. Basketball. Which is good for 3 units of rubber. And then another workplace item. Magnifying glass, which is good because it's 2 glass, 1 copper, 2 crystal. All right, so another thing we need to do is we need to check for caps. Caps is the basic currency of the game. Bottle caps. That's all they are. And between the three of them, there are three bottle caps. Up here. All right, so he goes to put them in his pocket when he realizes he has a pouch on his belt that actually has a lot of caps in there already, and he just kind of absently accepts this as maybe this is something that seems familiar to him, but not quite. But without questioning it too much, he's gonna keep them. Um, and so let me see here. There are a number of exits from this area. Um, so he's going to wander around a little while. And does he find, within the next 15 minutes, does he find, does trouble find him? We'll say. We got doubles. That is a no, no troubles. However, let me see here. Okay, so the scene goes on as expected. When you roll doubles in Mythic, it indicates you have to test the scene. You roll versus the chaos factor, which chaos factor is 5 right now. I did not find anyone who was out to get me. So in the next 15 minutes, do I find anyone that might be able to help me out? I'm going to put this very unlikely, just because I know the plot that I'm trying to tell here. I do not. So I haven't been able to find anybody. Nobody else has found me. During the times, during this time of searching around, have I managed to find any items that might tell me where I am, indicating that I'm searching pretty much everything around me? I'm going to say this is 50-50 odds. So we're going to roll. And the answer is yes. So I have managed to find something. So, let me see here. All right. So now we have to find out what I have found. So this is going to require several rolls on search tables, which we're just going to do that at the end. For right now, well, no, we need to go ahead and take care of this. And the main reason is because I might find something that I very much need. As the game goes. So this is for junk. And this book is for everything else. All right. Okay, so it's broken up into several categories. And we're just going to roll and see which one of these categories of anything, if anything, that I found. These are all going to be even odds. Have I found any ammunition? No. Exceptionally no. I have found no ammunition. Have I found any armor? Definitely not. Special items of clothing? No. No. That's a hell no. Have I found any edible food? Why, yes. Yes, I have. So we're going to roll to see what kind of edible food I have found. I have found Yum Yum deviled eggs. Yes, if it exists in the games, it exists in this role-playing game. So we're going to go to food and drink. Okay. Four is a 23. I have found gumdrops. Okay. Have I found any beverages? Yes. Yes, I did. So I have found 2 purified waters. You can see I already have 1. I now have 3. And that's another purified water. Now, eating and drinking can give you back hit points, and sometimes some other effects as well. And then you can cook ingredients together to make really special dishes that always give you benefits. So, like I said, I built this one to be a little bit of a pack rat and a community character, because we will be using the community rules and opening up businesses to sell the extra stuff that I come back to my settlement with. That's the plan. We'll see how that works. Did I find any chems? No, I did not. What about ranged weapons? Yes, I did. Random ranged weapon. Was a 21. Pipe gun. I will take the pipe gun, even though my gun is so much better. All right. And odds and valuables. Let's see if I have found anything. I need to roll 3d20. That is 26. That's 31. $13 caps. So with this little, almost non-existent scratching of information, It's mostly junk that he's found. He doesn't find any logos or anything like that, or does he? Maybe I need to ask the Oracle that question. So, do I find logos on any of these things that I found? No, I do not. So, correct assumption. But don't assume, ask the Oracle. Okay. So, having found all these things, have I. Ooh, has anyone snuck up on me while I've been looking for all these things? Because I've spent about 30, 45 minutes on this now. No one has snuck up on me. Have any anyone else, has anyone else, and I use else, not anyone not aggressive found me? Yes, someone has. So, after searching this place out for a bit of time, um, I come across not Kevin. Sorry, that was a spoiler. Brian comes up to a medical suite, and he's looking around, and everything is crisp and clean and shining off the dim lights, providing enough light to actually see in here. Do I see anyone in here? So we're going to go over here, core sheet, and roll perception, which I have nothing in. I see where my next perk needs to go. I got one success. Okay. So yes, I see someone in here because I knew there was someone in here. So Brian will call out, is anyone in there? And he'll pull his pistol out slowly. And he hears a voice saying, who are you? Brian will sit back and say, I don't know. Who are you? I'm armed. Answer me. He's like, whoa, 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 no need for that. And a tall man with brown hair and a very neatly trimmed brown beard, deep green eyes, and a similar jumpsuit, the blue with the stylings around it, or the yellow stylings around it, says, whoa, 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 there's no need for that. No. Who are you? Brian says. It's like, yeah, my name is Harrington. No. Who are you? I don't recognize you. And Brian says, no. I'm asking the questions now. So, I am going to try and intimidate him. Which, again, I have nothing in the skill, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to try and intimidate him into telling me information before I tell him. And I am going to spend for one additional die. That's one action point I have to spend. Okay, and I got 2 successes. Excellent. So that's a spend and a gain. So it technically stays the same for my action points. Okay. So he's like, yeah, no worries. Okay, look, you're in a vault, Vault 187. You're safe, at least for now. And Brian's like, what do you mean? What do you mean for now? Harrington says, no, I didn't mean to imply that I'm going to do anything or anything. No, It's just there is a situation going on that you need to be aware of, and that is that we seem to be enjoying a cohabitation with a nest of ghouls that have somehow managed to break into the vault. That and a lot of people have gone missing. And Brian says, "Yeah, it's quiet as a tomb in here. What are these ghouls? You know, where are they coming from? You know?" And Harrington's like, "Well, no one really knows, um, but I have a theory on that. I'm a doctor. That's what I do here. I have a theory that they have absorbed so much radiation that it has damaged their outer skin, and you know, sometimes their organs, to such a degree to where some of them might even give off radiation." And Brian's like, "Wait a minute. I fought some earlier and they clawed me. Did I soak up any rads?" And Harrington says, "No, no, no, no. Look at your Pip Boy. The thing on your wrist." So, and Harrington walks over, hands up. You know, I was like, "Look, I'm just going to show you a few things. Click that button there. Okay, that's a dosimeter. That'll tell you what rads are in the vicinity and if you've taken on any rads yourself. Look, you're in the clear." Brian looks down, sees that it's so. It's like, okay, one less thing to worry about. Excellent. So, what are you doing down here in the medical bay? Harrington says, "Well, like I said, I'm a doctor. And there are a few of us that are in hiding right now, hoping that the security forces, the Voltet security forces, can take care of these ghouls before we come out." "Wait a second, you're wearing Vault-Tec armor." Brian's like, "I am?" And Harrington's like, "Yeah, you are. You're supposed to be saving us right now. What are you doing?" And Brian's like, "Hey, look, no jokes, no jokes. I don't even know what's going on yet. Okay. Um, do you have anything that can help me while I try and figure things out here?" So let me see here. Does Harrington have any supplies that might help? Yes. So the first thing that we're going to do, because this is the most common thing in Fallout, is Harrington gives Brian 2 stim packs. Stim packs are the easiest way to heal yourself. So we're just going to come in here and add 2. I was already carrying 1. And Harrington even shows us how to use them. And we show him basically what we have, and he's like, "This is buff out. This is what buff out does. It increases your strength. This is what Calm X is. Calm X calms you down, lets you concentrate on tasks more." And Brian's like, "Society relies on drugs?" And Harrington says, sometimes, not all the time. Of course, it's not meant to be, you know, like anything else. It can be good or it can be used for bad. And Brian's like, "Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay. Do you want me to follow you to where everybody else is?" And Harrington's like, "No, no, no, don't worry about it. Um, I don't want them to get worried. I'll just tell them that I came in touch with a Vault-Tec officer. Your name is," And Brian's like, I have no clue. I woke up in a room with my weapons, or with this weapon, my armor. I don't know. Well, I'll go through the medical records, Harrington says, and see if I can find out who you are. But for now, would you mind going out and trying to find more ghouls and get rid of them, please? Um, and Brian says, yes, I will. I don't like the idea of there being a problem in here. The fact that they tried to kill me earlier sustains my belief in this. And Harrington says, well, good luck to you. Come back here if you need to find me. Where I am, I can monitor this area. Okay. So Brian nods towards this Harrington guy. And Harrington turns around and leaves. Leaving Brian there with his 10mm pistol, and begins to walk around some more. So in the next few minutes, can Brian find a terminal, a full non-specific terminal? Yes. Okay. So I am going to try and use this terminal to find out who Brian is. He's going to plug in to his Pip-Boy and try and find out any information on anything. So we're going to roll science, which I have absolutely nothing in except for my intelligence. But my intelligence is my highest stat. And I got no successes, so I'll have to keep looking around. Maybe this terminal didn't have any information, or I couldn't break we'll say that I couldn't break an encryption. Okay. Radio signals are still going on in the background and through the Pip-Boy. Some type of radio play seems to be being reenacted. So Brian continues the search. All right. And so we're going to see here. Has anyone been able to, while he was looking for terminals, did anybody track him down? Yes. So I need to roll to see if they snuck up on me. I rolled a 1. So that's critical success. So yes, I'm going to rule that I didn't even get to roll because of that critical success. I don't even get to roll for perception on them. Let me see how many ghouls it is. Okay, this time it's just 1. And it leaps out in front of me from around a corner. So quickly that we still get initiative because I just said that I couldn't perceive it. So its initiative is much lower than mine. I have a 15. It has, let me see here, come on. Everything's slowed down on my computer for some reason. Initiative 10. Yeah, they have initiative 10. I have a 15. Whatever the higher number is gets to go first. So I am going to shoot at them with my auto fin advanced 10mm pistol. I am going to use 2 rounds. So that's 1 extra on my fire rate. So additional dice, 0. 1 extra. Okay, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage to its torso. So this bullet rips through its chest, causing the heart to explode, and in a splash of gore, this thing just falls down just as quick as it roared and started to attack me. So it doesn't obviously get to attack because it is mush. Alright. I will search it. Do I find anything? Yes, I do. So this is going to be junk because it is a ghoul. As a 1. Alright, food items. It's carrying around food for some reason. And remarkably, it's edible food. More yum yum deviled eggs. And household on table 4. This is a toy spaceship, which gives you some really awesome materials. And since I'm misspelled it. There we go. Anyone watching might be laughing at me going, "You misspelled that." Well, I caught it. All right. All right. So after that quick little encounter, is there some signage that I can follow that tells me where I might be going? No. Throughout this vault, I have yet to see any signs of anything pointing me into any viable direction. So, having seen this, and having been wandering around for a little bit over an hour, he'll continue on, but on the lookout for for more ghouls, on the lookout for other things to search. So I'm going to give myself a perception check um, after I roll on the Oracle. Is there anything that I find that's worth looking, scavenging through? Yes, there is. I rolled a 15. Um, However, does anyone sneak up on me? Do any ghouls sneak up on me while I'm looking? No, barely. I rolled a 57, but no. Okay, so yet again, preferably when you're playing the game with a DM, you have um, lists pre-made for loot. And I think what I will do is I will make loot lists for future sessions because it does kind of slow things down. But for now, um, let me see here. All right. Do I find ammo? Yes, I do. Sweet. Because I've actually shot off a couple rounds. 22. However, it's 38 ammo, which is kind of useless to me right now. 10 plus 5, so we need 2 more of these. So that is 4. So that is 14 ammo. Let me see here. Why isn't it? Oh, we're just gonna put it in here. That's 14. Okay. Any armor? Yes, there is armor. Okay, so we're gonna roll 2d20, which gives us a 30. Okay. I'm gonna re-roll that because I don't want to introduce that so early in the game. So I don't want to be game breaking this early in the game. 16. Okay. I find some very unwieldy armor, like a cage, a pauldron made of like a license plate and part of a tire, and some leg pieces made up of like wraps of bicycle tires and steel rods. Very makeshift, and I'm just gonna make a note of that. I don't want to wear it because it looks inferior, vastly inferior to what I'm wearing. Is there any clothing? Yes, that's an extreme yes. So I'm gonna make a couple rolls. There's a hard hat. I'm wearing a helmet. I'm gonna pass by the hard hat. Formal clothing. I only have casual clothing, so I'm going to put down some formal clothing as well, because clothing has effects as well. Okay. And one more. Re-rolling, same results. tough clothing. Okay. I'm not going to check for food. Um, any beverages? No, there are not. Are there any chems? Yes, there are chems. So, um, that's another case of buff out. All right. Um, is there a weapon? No. And then we're going to roll for the oddities, which is all three of these. 10, so 27. That is 2, 4, 5 signal flares. Okay. Okay. Has any of this whatsoever given me any clue as to where I am? No, I rolled a 91, so that's definitely not. So Brian is fed up. Brian decides he's going to go back and find Harrington and try and talk to him and the others and see about things. But he's going to take some different pathways as best he can to get back to medical, all the while looking for terminals he can jack into to possibly get more information. Does he find a terminal that has personal information on there? Yes, he does. So he finds this terminal near a couple of rooms that when he opened them, he encountered security locks. And next to them, there is a terminal, and he jacks into it, and he goes through and he finds some personal information about himself, that his name is Brian K. MacArthur, that the Pip-Boy is his. It established a link to his bio neural network, and now he's the only one that can use that particular Pip-Boy. He finds out that he is a sergeant for Vault Tech Security, basically the police force for vaults, and that he lived alone. He was single, bachelor, in the vault. Also in there, he finds out that there is a woman in here. The file says that they had been seeing each other for a little while. Her name is Kristen. And so, Brian is kind of like, Kristen. Pulls up her information. Not too much special. She works in the dining hall for meal prep. She is a very attractive young woman, but not a whole lot as far as survival skills. So she's just a regular citizen of the vault who serves by doing all the food prep. So he takes her photo, uploads it into his Pip-Boy, and starts to continue his search, knowing that he's got some files he can go back and look at any time now on his Pip-Boy, along with that information that he just skimmed. And so with this information, he's going to go back to medical. On his way back to medical, does he find the room? I rolled a 36, which is a yes. He finds the room. So when he comes into this room, it is a multi-tiered level. A couple of vending machines, some book racks, and sofas. This is like a library / lounge area. And he's going to look through here. Does he see any evidence of people moving through the area? I know through the storyline that there is a lot of movement in the area, but does he know this? Because I have to roll survival and perception for him. He's a little bit guarded right now, so he's actually going to spend an action point on this. So that's one additional die. No successes whatsoever, so he's clueless as to what's going on in the room. The room looks like there is a adjacent room upstairs that has had a wall blown open by some sort of explosives. He looks up there and he sees some spritzing of electrical sparks coming out of that section of the wall. And then I have to find a new enemy profile. Come on. It's going to search for them real quick. Yeah, there we go. All right, awesome. All right. So, looking around, he is caught by surprise by weapons fire splashing the area. Let me see here. He needs to get an extra. Well, no. He's on the second flight of stairs, so no, that's going to be fine. He has to make a target number 8. Do 5 piercing physical damage. And he rolls 2 3s, so that's 2 successes to him. I'm going to spend a Game Master action point to give him extra damage on his dice roll. So Okay, so that hurt. Um, I kept Brian is shot for 4 points of damage in the torso. So I only take two, but still, that's damage. And getting shot is no fun. Alright. Um, so spinning around, do I notice the creature standing in the shadows on the second story? Definitely not. Definitely not. So it's going to get to take another pot shot at me. Okay, and that is a success. Doing 5 points of damage. Deducted, two is deducted from my armor in my left leg. And so I will take three. Now, things are not starting to look too good because I am nearly at half health. So I look like a bloodied mess right now. Alright, so now I'm going to look for them. And I'm really going to put some effort into it, so I'm going to spend an action point. One success. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so one success. I see up on the second level a super mutant. Brian kind of is taken aback by this huge 8 foot tall greenskin, heavily muscled, that has some type of scrappy looking rifle in its hands, and it's going to shoot at me again. But now that I see it, I'm going to first strike at it. So we're going to come down here. Additional dice. No, but I am going to use my increased fire rate because I see how big it is. I'm scared. I'm probably very scared. I'm going to use all five. Alright, so 5 puts me at 37. Alright. So that is a phenomenal amount of damage that I managed to roll there. I got 2 successes, which means I get 1 action point back. Alright, and it takes 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19 points of damage in total. In total. So 19 points of damage from one shot. It's got physical damage reduction of 2, taking it down to 17 points of damage. But it only has 12 hit points. Where did I shoot this thing again? In the right leg. So a 10mm round shoots through this thing's right kneecap. And it screams in agony. And eventually dies very quickly of shock and blood loss. So to investigate this thing, I'm going to try and find the stairwell that leads me up to that part. And let's see. Do I find it? This is going to be unlikely. Well, that's an absolute yes, because I rolled a 0-6. So I do find it. Is it locked? No, it is not. Of course, there are super mutants running around up there. So I managed to just pop open the door, and I looked down at this stinking green skin thing, um, with some type of pipe bolt action rifle. Um, and let me see here. Okay, so it is going to have a board. It has a board as like a gripped melee weapon, and a lot of caps. He had 39 caps. The radio is still playing everywhere. There's radio play, mutants and ghouls playing over the speakers and through the Pit Boy. Um, he shuts off the radio on his Pit Boy, trying not to give away his position. When he gets up to this level, he also sees that portion of the wall that had been blown open. And he sees that if he climbs up through some wreckage, he can get actually above into the inner workings of the vault, and climb around through there. Which I'm going to say Brian is going to take advantage of. He's not a small guy by any means whatsoever. You know, but fortunately there's enough room to crawl around in there, and he's going to take his chances because he doesn't want to have to fight anybody else. But at this point in time, we're going to go ahead and take a break because we've been playing for a little while here. And when we come back, we will, I will have counted up my XP that I've gained so far, and I will have prepared some loot lists, and we will get into session 2 of Fallout 187. See if we can find out some of these mysteries that may be going on, how the ghouls got here, how super mutants got in here, and what caused the damage to this walls, and can we find Kristen? And possibly find out some more about Brian himself. So let's take a break here, and let me get ready here, and we will see you very soon, probably tomorrow. And thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. This was just seriously to get used to the Mythic system again, get used to Fallout again, remind myself of some of the core rules. So forgive me for, coming kind of the humming and hawing over a few moments of trying to figure out where to go from here. It will only get better. It will only get better. And so I'm going to leave you now and start rereading the rules and get myself some XP for the last session played. And we'll talk to you soon. Take care.